Thank you for joining us today on Ktn Midmorning. Welcome to the show. Now, the film industry in Kenya has been identified as a key growth industry. It has great potential to spin economic growth and help in the realization of Vision 2030 through tourist attraction, investment, and creation of employment. Now, today we get up close and personal with a mother, a wife, a film producer, a director, and the managing director of Cine Arts Africa, which is based in Nairobi. Who is she? Why don't you find out up next?
We didn't have a television. This is me. This is what I like doing, and if it's possible, I would want to continue doing it until, well, I can't do it anymore. I would say that I have spent most of my time in Nairobi. I went to school in Nairobi, high school in Gara Girls. And so it was a day school. And so most weekends I would be with my brothers and sisters who were also going to day schools in Nairobi. And we'd go and watch films. And I always thought that, the names I would see scrolling, that's the power behind the films that, we were watching. And I started thinking that maybe I would like to do that one day. So I would say my watching films, because that was the only way to maybe spend your weekends, is what triggered that passion. From Gara, I went to Kenya High School. And, those days, it was easy to get a job, vocational job. I got one with the Ministry of Information. And at that point is when the Germans were coming to Kenya, together with the Kenyan government, to start a film school. And so that was my opportunity. I was in the ministry where this was going to take place, and I got to know about it. I asked questions, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. And of course, this meant that then I wouldn't go to university at that point, because it was either not going to do the film production or to go to university. Of course, my parents were not happy because those days, being in the media, or especially a woman, it was like Wakora who do that, It wasn't taken seriously. But, my parents had brought us to be able to make decisions of what we wanted. So, of course, I think they knew, even if they said no, and that's what I wanted to do, it still may not work. And so after discussions, they said, well, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. Kenya Institute of Mass Communication used to train Africans from the continent. It was a well-known school and a very well-equipped school then. So my class was made up of, Zambians, Zanzibaris, people from the Gambia, people from Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, all over. And, I realized that, of course, being a girl and being part of these 21, men, I needed to find my space and let them know. And so what happened is that we used to have every morning something the Germans called the breakfast. Breakfast was viewing of 5 minutes, a documentary of 5 minutes, which would help us start the day. They would screen it, and then we would discuss it. And so one of those sessions, I said I wanted to say something. And for me, I just stood and say, well, I am asking that people treat me like a colleague. I didn't come through the back door, I came through the front door. I'm qualified, I'm here on the same with everybody else. And so there's no room for anybody to look